Hello and welcome to Everyday Eternal number 163, your favorite, most deceptively named bi-weekly legacy podcast. Today's show is brought to you by Evan Lazar, who upgraded from the Delver to Grizzlebrand tier. If you want to support the running of the show directly, you can support us on patreon.com/everydayeternal. And now I'm actually here waiting for the rest of the crew to arrive because we are already just a casual 22 minutes past time. But yeah, this nothing crazy to see here. Tomorrow is actually going to be a Carnival Tuesday in Germany, and we basically, all the companies voluntarily give their people like half a day off. I don't know if it's all the companies, but it's like, at least in Bavaria, it's a very common thing. Basically, everybody gets half a day off. Unless, I guess, you are actually like essential and not like working for like a tour operator, rescuing people from, I don't know, canceled flights on the other side of the planet. Like that can wait for a day. Yo, we got Kai in here.
Hey, yo.
Kai, first one to join.
What up?
Kai wins the silver medal. Let's see if Callum can actually make it as well.
Yeah, I'm second. Nice.
Second. Callum still not here. Callum. Okay, we are still accepting bets whether Callum will actually join us tonight or not.
Maybe maybe he's gonna be the fourth player.
Yeah, he's like some random person is gonna like just piece together the link and join us. I guess technically, you could be you could do so many fucked up, messed up things by randomly guessing a URL. Like you could join the next recording of the, I don't know, what is the most influential thing in the world? Like the next sex podcast or something.
Yeah.
Is that a thing?
Like,
oh my god, should I like Google sex podcasts?
I mean, it's a raffle. Yeah, you just got to join like a podcast at random.
the 10 best German sex podcasts. Okay, the first one is called "Come On, Come." Is this normal? In the name of the trousers, better than sex.
I mean, I hope they do like listener questions and.
Okay. This is a really awkward one. This one is called the Sex Podcast for Adults. Which,
oh
like,
no!
Yeah.
What's the one for kids? Yeah, I want the one for the kids.
Okay, we just got cancelled within the first couple of minutes. 1 hour of love. Okay. Yeah, we clearly picked the wrong podcast name. Everyday Channel.
Yeah, Everyday Adult.
Okay, and the other. Okay, this is the cheapest one. Doctor. Actually, is that a thing in English? Doctor games, like German, we call it Doktorspiele. Anyway, that sounds like some weird kind of fetish, but yeah, it is. I guess actually can be. I'm not even sure, but yeah. Oh, dude, we missed like 1 month of podcasting, right?
I think so.
Like the last one was like I want to say like a month ago or something.
Yeah, people have been asking on Twitch and on like several.
On Twitch,
I even had on
that ancient like you've seen the Egyptians, right, in the pyramids down there. Like they have those hieroglyphs and stuff. I feel like that's what Twitch is these days. Like how often do you usually go to Twitch? Like I go there like basically once a month, like when Kai is streaming. Yo, Callum, we got you here. Oh, Callum is so quiet, nobody can hear. He needs to amplify his voice. He needs to get one of those things.
There we go. Revive them from the back.
Okay.
Sorry.
That's a bit over the top. Okay, we can make it work.
What's up, gamers?
Sup, gang. This is the setting I always have on Julian, so I hope it's okay.
Aren't you working from home now? Aren't you like do you guys call it home office in English as well?
Yeah, I call it my room. But
you call it your room.
My room office.
Can you get like a tax discount for that?
I didn't even think of that. I did actually.
In Germany, you can.
I did actually look into it. I think it's if takes out like 10% of your space at home. But I think it might
50 easily.
But I think it might have to be like your business or something. I don't know.
I think you can do shit like that, but like you gotta basically show off that room is specifically for your business, right, and for nothing else. Like
but if you're an employee, you can just like get a tax discount if you're an employee, if you work from home, just because of that. I mean, if you got your own company, it's different, right? That I think you can get an even bigger discount for that in the first place. But even as a normal employee, I'm pretty sure you can.
I need to look into that because I think I've heard of it and then I've just forgotten about it.
Yeah. Everyday tax advice. Cross-country international unqualified amateur tax advice. The best thing you can ever ask for,
That's
right?
the moment where I shut up because I don't want to mess anything up here.
Kai and I were just talking. Like it's been a month, right? Ever since we last recorded. And then I immediately interrupted him after he said the first 5 words.
Yeah, like who are you guys?
I'm Bob. Hi, nice to meet you.
What is this?
Are you the Legacy GP competitor Robert Wong?
Well, like, did I sign up for the Serum Visions podcast here?
Oh, you've been cheating on us, right?
Oh shit!
We've been doing that every week, actually. So.
Oh no!
Wait, what, cheating on me?
No,
yeah,
talking Serum Visions.
With Serum Visions, yeah.
That's basically the same, right? You know, I've been wondering how long until we get the next Legacies Allure thingy. Like, I think over the history of Legacy. Yeah, but I think there's been like 3 different types of content creators who all named themselves Legacies Allure. Like, I think like a podcast and I think 2 article series or something.
So should we rename ourselves?
Yeah, we should.
I was just saying, it's been long enough for the next one to pop up now, and I'm pretty sure it's going to happen this year. Somebody's going to take the name.
I just remember the last one. It was Zach doing like really in-depth deep dives on one deck, right?
I remember that.
Yeah.
I think I've been on that, yeah.
I don't know the other ones, though.
There was an article series. I think it might have even been on Star City Games for like a hot minute or something.
And they had the actual card as like the top artwork, right? The enchantment from Tempest.
Yeah. But where you can like basically steal creatures, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think there was a second article series before that. But that was like in the depth of, you know, the belly of Eternal Magic 20 years ago or something.
See, when you say there was 3, I was like, yeah, of course there was 3. I know that. And then I'm like, shit, I don't really know.
We're on the same page here.
But Kai, what have you been up to? I think you're the only one who has actually been playing Legacy as of late.
Oh yeah, I played the Legacy Challenge yesterday. I think that was the first Legacy Challenge I played in 2024, and
nice.
We made top 8, boys.
Woo!
We made top 8.
I tuned in for a hot minute. Like I loved watching. Like you did some pretty good doomsdaying. Like you told me that the deck is not positioned very well.
I gotta say, like I was a little bit out of the loop because I spent the majority of my time not focusing on Legacy too much, but instead on Standard and on Commander. And I thought I would never say that because those 2 formats are like so far off, but I told my partner to play Magic, and there's no better place to start Magic than Magic Arena, and the first thing you pick up as a Magic beginner is probably Standard. So I had to look into like the Standard metagame, and I gotta tell you, like I don't want to dive too much into Standard because I also don't know much about it. But looking at those Standard decks, holy smokes, they have almost the same power level as like Modern decks when Modern started out.
Wait, seriously?
Yes, dude. Like the cards are real. Like people are playing like Shieldred and the Yuta Takahashi Fairy Masterminds. Removal is super cheap. They have like cut downs and like, you know, go for Rift Road and a million counter spells, and
that
the card
deck is fast as well.
Dude, the decks are so good. Seriously.
I've heard that Sanders is very good at the moment, though.
You know, I wanna explore the beginning part again. You told your girlfriend to play Standard. Like that's how you introduced this whole topic. It's just like, hey, yo, you play Standard. Here we go. Let's do it.
No, like yeah, like you know, she spent too much time playing like nonsense mobile games on her phone, right? And then
Clash of Clans and stuff, yeah.
And then we had that conversation about Magic and why I spend so much time with Magic, blah blah blah. And then she's like, yeah, I kind of want to give it a try, you know.
And she's gone.
and she's mythic level, I guess. Okay,
yeah.
No, like she's burning like those gems and a coin, like gold coins, like nonstop, right?
Nice.
Oh damn.
I mean, it's a good game to get into.
Can you actually keep it?
Funnily enough,
can you keep it going, or do you have to like constantly invest new money into it?
I think it's kind of similar to Magic Online. I think where
is it?
Like I think if to break even, you have to go like 3-2-ish. I think.
Like you can go infinite. It's a bit harder, but the problem with Arena is it's a black hole. Like you can never cash out. So if you keep breaking even,
you
like
can
I think
check in anytime you like.
It's like that, but yeah, you can't check out basically. Exactly. Like Magic Online, you can actually make money, which is lovely if you're good enough and things. But Arena is just like you can build your collection, and then maybe there's a secondary market where people buy collections. I don't know, but.
I mean, I guess you could sell your account, which would totally be not against the terms of service.
Like your mail address and everything. Oh, God.
Only people who actually have any expectation of ever doing well, like, put their original mail address.
I mean, like,
in
how much would you pay for an account called LSV? You know, you actually buy it from LSV, like the standard account.
Oh, do you want a good story about this?
God.
A really good friend of mine from London called Jamie. He'll listen to this as well. So, Jamie, shout out to your old Arena account. You know what's coming. His old Arena account was called Andrea Mengucci.
Oh, no
But it's not
way.
him. So he would get tagged on Twitter quite a lot with people saying, hey, really good to just, Mengu would get tagged on Twitter saying, hey, really good to just play you on Arena just now. And then post screenshots. Mengu was like, that's not me. What are you talking about? And so he built up a collection on there and then got too embarrassed by it. So had to change. And now his old collection's lost.
What wait, you couldn't message like Wizards and be like, hey, sorry, I made a mistake. This is actually not my name. I totally forgot.
Maybe. I mean, this
How
is
do
what
you
he's told me.
accidentally type in Andrea Mengucci, dude? Like,
I wasn't an
you
accident.
gotta make a case. Or maybe you like it's even better because Andrea never plays under Andrea Mengucci on Magic Online, right? He's got this Knorrel Grande or something. It's like big cheese. What does Knorrel actually mean?
I don't actually know what it means, but it's basically, it used to be a friend of his account, and then he got it off
Okay, the thing is, like, I Googled Knorrel, and the first thing that comes up is Andrea Mengucci's Twitter account.
Nice. Yeah.
okay.
Okay, and the second one's the translation, which means gentleman.
Oh.
The grand
Gnori.
gentleman.
He is a gentleman and a
Uh-huh.
scholar. So.
But it's spelled slightly different. Anyway, Gnori. Okay, whatever. Maybe it's also Gnor Il Grande. Which wouldn't
Dude, we gotta brush up our Italian, seriously. That's all.
Oh, mangiare,
So bad.
vaffanculo, porca madonna.
Oh, you can't say that.
Yeah, like you definitely can, I guess. No, but Kai, you gotta tell us. Like, I looked at your results from yesterday, and like you started out really well. And then your opponent didn't show up and you lost 0-2. Like, how did that come about?
Dude, that was insane. That was the first time happening, not only to me, but the whole Legacy Challenge and literally everyone who was on Magic Online, even people in leagues and in tournament practice rooms and whatever, right? Like, there was a time yesterday, it must have been like maybe like 6 p.m. or so, like, and it was the sixth round of the Legacy Challenge, and it started, and then basically the whole entire screen froze for like a second or two, and then everyone got a loss. Everyone got a loss, and then the program said basically we're waiting for the seventh round. I was like, what? Like, yeah, like, and I was live streaming this event, right? And like all of a sudden, like my viewers kind of like doubled because all the Magic Online people like went into my stream for some reason. They just wanted to know what's going on, right? And I didn't know. Like, I couldn't even tell them an answer. You know, I was sitting there like,
some kind of crazy sun EMP hit the Magic Online servers and everybody got a loss. And
like, Kai, what the fuck have you done, man?
Seriously, like, I felt a little bit like responsible for all this mess up, but
damn right, you should have fixed it. Was it you that sent all the sets today?
But holy smokes, that was a hell of a experience. I've never seen something like that, and apparently like no one else has, because I've
never heard this before.
Yeah, no one had an answer. So
is this the Great Magic Online blackout or something? Like we got hit by some kind of asteroid, or I don't know.
No idea. But what's funny is that like a lot of people kept playing with a terrible record, like 3-5 or 2-4, because like everyone got a loss, right? There was not a single undefeated player in that tournament.
It's also tiebreakers are more relevant, I guess.
Dude, I've never seen so many 4-3s making it into a top 8 like yesterday. It's so funny.
Also, who knows? Maybe it like paired top 8 by your losses rather than wins.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's just like the completely other way around.
Yeah.
I just saw today that Andreas Peterson, like Echo Baronin, posted that he somehow got 6 sets of murders at Markov Manor as compensation.
Are you kidding me?
It appears that everyone got sent sets rather than boosters. Yep.
Dude, this is just getting better every minute.
Yeah. I only found out like an hour ago.
Make it rain.
But yeah.
And you get a set, and you get a set, and you get a set. Dude, honestly though, that would like lead to some serious inflation, I would think.
Yes. It's I don't know what they're gonna do about it, but I'm just checking now.
We're gonna do like we're gonna pull in Argentina. We're gonna elect a clown, do a currency reform, and just like start from scratch.
Yeah.
Like, forget about like we had like ghost points in the past, and we have player points. Now like everything is gonna go to hell, and we're gonna have like awesomeness points. Like, I don't know what okay, I guess Sumas wouldn't really be into it, but yeah, I don't know. Whatever stupid marketing slang we can come up with, and that's gonna be the new currency on Magic Online.
Yeah, seriously.
I'm reading Twitter, and Magic Online, they've addressed it an hour ago, but yeah, they incorrectly awarded full sets of the latest set rather than boosters.
This is so great.
So I guess the economy for that set just like crashed in a second.
Oh, probably.
That's the coolest story of the year thus far, honestly.
Yeah.
Though. I mean, I feel bad for them, and if I was the person causing this, I would feel even worse.
Yeah.
But in the grand scheme of things, I just want to see the whole thing burn. Like, not Magic Online and not the Daybreak games, but I like chaos. But
again,
so
like every time shit like that happens, they're like two kinds of people, right? Like they're like the ones who really freak out about it and like make a huge scene out of this, and then there are people like most of us, or like all those like the Twitcher, like we kind of laughed about the situation. It was kind of hilarious, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, as long as I don't come out of it worse than I went into it, like it's hard. Like they usually make it so that you at least get compensated with what you lost, if not for your time. But I mean, that's just the nature of it. They're not going to pay us for our lost time.
But but let's say for like a legacy challenge, right? Like if everyone gets a loss, like how does it change the outcome of the tournament?
If everyone gets a loss. Like it's kind of weird because I would think not, right?
Yeah, I'm terrible at math. That's why I'm asking seriously, because I don't think so, right?
Yeah, technically, like it wouldn't really make a difference, right? Like everybody's gonna have. But actually, I'm not even sure if we're gonna have worse tiebreakers because you lost to somebody who doesn't exist, so they don't contribute to your tiebreakers. So if anything, it would only be like affecting tiebreakers, and I don't think it will. Like everybody's gonna have worse tiebreakers across the board, I would guess. Like your second or third tiebreaker, actually your second tiebreaker will be affected, which like doesn't really matter. So yeah, I think there's like have random losses. Or what they do in football, in soccer. So in Germany, there have been these new I don't know, custom leagues of like, I don't know, 4 against 4, 5 against 5 aside. And they've been pushed by like sometimes even current professional footballers or like former professional footballers. And they make it so that they are more entertaining, not so much drawn out. I say that as somebody who loves watching football, but I get why some people don't feel the appeal to it. So what they have is like a lot of action, and then they have like random events dropping. Like I haven't actually watched one of those tournaments yet, but they like in a Super Mario game, you unlock a power-up and all of a sudden one of the team is only supposed to play like with their left foot or their weak foot or do this and that. And I mean, that's what's happening on Magic Online. Now this round, everybody gets a loss. Next round, everybody starts on 12 cards. The following round, you set your life total to 5 at the beginning. Dude, good luck, have fun, players. That's cool. The concept of it.
Yeah, that kind of reminds me of Plane Chase. I don't know if you've ever played Plane Chase, but like it's a strange thing you put in the middle, right? And everyone gets like a bonus or
Plane
like
Chase dice or something.
Dude, it's like the most party game ever.
Honestly, maybe that's what it was even supposed to be. I don't know. But Kai, like you made top 8. How do you feel up against Doomsday now after you just told me that it's in a terrible spot?
Yeah, so I was really chill about this whole tournament and also about the deck. I built the deck like a day ago. A day prior to the event, after talking to like Martin Nielsen as always and a few other people, and I didn't had like high expectations because I haven't, like, as I said, like I haven't played a challenge in almost like a month or 2 maybe at this point, and I just didn't know what the real grinders are up to these days. So I was kind of like neutral, and I just hopped into this tournament without high expectations, as I mentioned, right? And maybe based on that, I kind of took it like really easy going and just didn't worry about everything. And that got me like really relaxed, and maybe that kind of mindset carried me throughout the whole tournament. Like the one loss I take was, dude, I got slapped so hard by no other than Dimir Scam, which is the terrible matchup, as we've mentioned on this podcast like a million times already. But then I got paired against like Maverick, and like
wait, straight up green Maverick, like Mother of Runes, Script Ranger,
and like Gadocteek, yeah, that sort of stuff.
Can you beat? Oh yeah, of course you can beat Gadocteek.
Dude, like
I was like, dude, how are you gonna cast Tendrils?
Seriously, yeah. I paused for like a whole minute thinking about Gadocteek because I had an active Force of Will, but I'm like it doesn't really do anything, right? Like it doesn't stop Doomsday, it doesn't stop Oracle. Sure, you can have it, and then I dismembered it and then the turn after because I was a little worried regardless.
I could have forced it, but it's probably not going to do anything. It's better be safe than sorry. Let's dismember it. Unless, they could have had something like Legolas Quick Reflexes or something.
Oh, dude, yeah. That card was not even on my radar, but yeah, 100%.
I mean, it wouldn't have done anything anyways, right?
Yeah.
Actually, it could have like randomly killed Oracle. and then you wouldn't have. Yeah, it's not gonna happen.
Yeah.
Like, how do you tap Gadok Teak? Yeah, okay, I get it.
Yeah. No, but it was good. It was really, really fun. I played against a lot of different decks, also decks that I didn't expect in this month, like including like Jeskai control, like good old Jeskai control. And yeah, like the field was really open, like against a Chain of Smog Reanimator deck.
Oh yeah, that's been a thing.
Golgari, but they played the full playset of the new Surveil lands.
They're supposed to be good. I saw that on Twitter.
Yeah, from Murders at Callum Manor. There's I think like a full circle of those lands. You can fetch them at end of turn, and you get a free Surveil, which is really valuable in a high power format as Legacy. And a lot of people abuse those mechanics.
I think every Legacy deck, if you play fetches, should be thinking about playing at least one. Just having one in the deck to fetch, as you say, end of turn. Like a Surveil could be turning your DRC on, getting Murktide out a turn earlier, putting a Grizzlebrand or an Archon in the graveyard, or like putting something there for Snapcaster Mage or Mystic Sanctuary. Like, this is just off the top of my head. There's so much value in putting stuff in your graveyard and Legacy, obviously, that, yeah.
Is it actually Surveil or is it Scry?
It's Surveil. That what makes it so good.
Really good.
It's not.
That's insanely good.
Yeah, and it has like the basic land types, right? It's not the Temple of I don't know whatever they're called.
Temple of Enlightenment and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I think
those. Oh yeah, like any kind of like 4-color control deck, like they're gonna play at least one of them.
Yeah, there's definitely a tension between how many Triomes and these lands you can play, because tapped is a real cost. But I think.
But then again, those decks, like the only time they really like, they will sometimes go like turn 1 nothing, turn 2 Beanstalk, and then I mean, it's not the best sequence, but I guess like the where it shines the most, you already mentioned that, right? If later on in the game when you top like a fetch land, you feel really bad, but at least it's gonna make your next 2 draws a lot better.
Do you think Delver plays one? I feel like yes, but it's
man.
I mean, dazing it back and then carry on surveilling. It's
the thing is, my gut feeling is no, because I think I'd rather have Mystic Sanctuary, but I could be wrong. But then again, like you don't really turn on Mystic Sanctuary all that often. So,
Damn, I think it's just like such a big cost for Delver to have a land that comes into play tapped. I think. Maybe, like, imagine if you keep like a 1-lander and that's that land, you know.
Maybe like the classic shell of pretty low, like decks with actual Delver or like the more aggressive slant probably don't say play 18 lands or 17, but the more mid-rangey ones, like thinking Daniel Gertschel's kind of decks, or ones with Questing Druid, maybe like they play the 19th land as this or something.
Yeah. No, seriously, there's like a lot of stuff you can do with them. Like I've seen it in Doomsday already, where people play that land or fetch for that land after Doomsday to go like a little deeper into the pile.
That's cool.
But then again, like even in a deck like Painter, like I don't even know what the mana base looks like these days. But imagine like milling a Painter Savannah, you have like a Goblin Engineer in play.
I think you don't.
That would be so dirty.
Dude, that would be so insane.
Put it there, instant speed with a fetch land.
Oh my goodness.
Oh god.
I think it doesn't play enough fetches to do it, but it's a really cool thought.
One is enough.
It's true.
I mean, oh my god.
It's cool then.
It's kind of funny. Like, I've been totally out of Legacy this year. This is like I still played like I think at the very beginning of January, and ever since I don't believe I've played a single match of Legacy yet. And it's been kind of funny.
Are you alright?
I'm more alright than ever, I guess. Like it's just like I've been away on the trade fair for 9 days basically, and then like the next 9 or basically 2 weeks where I was like super busy sending people to Kenya, and also like, people, please, if you want to go on this is totally off topic, but I gotta get this off my chest. If you want to go on a privately organized safari with like your own dedicated safari guide, and it's just like you and your partner, for example.
I was about to do that actually,
Yeah, it's right. Everybody does it like every other week, right? And if you do that and you come to me with an offer, please give me a budget, or at least listen to me, because on average, if it doesn't involve flying in the country and you don't go to Masai Mara but to all the other amazing parks, it's about 500 euros per person per night. Like, people come to me, they're like, oh, I want to do like 2 weeks safari and I want to like do everything and I want to pay 5 euros.
That's me and Kai.
Yeah.
You'd be surprised. You'd be surprised. You learn to like first quick check,
but then like
for the budget.
Yeah, but like it's so hard for like non-safari people to kind of estimate how much such a safari costs, right?
Yeah, that's the beauty of it. Like, I complain about it, but in the end, the fact that it's so obscure and hard to grasp and hard to understand and hard to get like the proper value that you want for your money, I mean, that's why people like me exist, right?
Yeah.
So for all the complaining I do about people being like, oh, it's that much, it's also basically why I can sell it to them, because otherwise they could just like order, I don't know, Mac Safari or something and just go for it.
This happens in like a lot of industries though. Like, it happens all the time in my shop that I work for, like KMR Audio. We sell very high expensive recording equipment. Someone comes in, they say, what do you recommend, what's good? They could buy something for £50,000 or they could buy something for £100. You got to like, you know, ask them their budget, and then when you get to that part, then you can make recommendations. It's quite a normal thing, I think. But a lot of
You know what you should do when they come in, like, okay, what's good? You should be like, oh, good. No, we don't trade in good. No,
we trade in.
It's basically what, like when somebody comes to me and I get that vibe that they would be like receptive to that, and they come to me and they're like, oh, I would just want to go to a nice place. I give them the look, and I sometimes, oh, nice. No, we don't do nice. No. Then like I ask my colleague if she's nearby. You know, Tina, do we do nice? No. Oh, sorry, sorry, man. Maybe over there.
Nice,
that's how you get them. And you really gotta get the vibe, because if you do that to the wrong person, it's just like it's the disaster.
Yeah, it's true.
Well, yeah, like maybe this applies to like literally everything, like also to Magic, right? Like I still remember like how like one of my best friends, like he and I, like we went to this LGS like 10 plus years ago, and he bought a Tabernacle for like €200, and I called him like stupid for like a week or two, and now like I'm the stupid one, and you know, like it's all. Relative, and like if you get used to it, it's kind of what it is, right? Like now I can definitely see why a card like Tabernacle is like that expensive, like. But
you didn't back then? You thought like your friend was getting ripped off?
Oh, I told 100%. I thought 100%. I just thought, I thought that the shop just kind of messed up. Maybe they had like a new trainee in the shop or something like that, and they kind of like on accident added like 2 more digits to this Magic card, right? Like $2 maybe for this Tabernacle, but 200? Hell no.
I love that.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, dude, and you fell for it. Oh my god, I'm gonna sell you 2 more of those. I got some of them at home. Like, you pay me $100, sure. Okay, let's go for it. No, but seriously, I've been completely out of. I think this is the biggest. It wasn't even a conscious break, but this is the biggest break I have taken from Magic, which is basically now 1.5 months, ever since. And I keep going back to that, and I'm not bitter about that. Yes, I kind of am. Ever since they did not ban Dig Through Time right after GP Lil in 2015, and only on the following announcement, like 2 months later. I basically, in the late summer of 2015, I took like a 2-month break. I bought a PlayStation 4, and I played GTA 5, and was like, it was great.
We've talked about this before on the podcast, but that was one of my favorite times playing Legacy.
Yeah, dude, me too. Oh my goodness, that's so. I think that's like the most like controversial thing on this podcast ever. I think
for sure.
Yeah,
I think a lot of people didn't like it, and I totally get it. But copying Dig Through Time with Pyromancer Ascension is just one of my favorite things I've ever done in the format by far. Like, I was playing.
Is that what you did in those 2 months? Oh my god,
I was playing Grixis Control with like 2 young Pyromancers as the win condition, but actually you won with like Bolts and Pyromancer Ascension. Oh, it was so beautiful.
Love that.
Sounds a little bit like. It sounds almost like Underworld Breach. Like,
yeah, that deck destroyed Miracles. It was insane. Oh, it was so fun.
Like good old Git Probe and Cabal Therapy.
Yeah.
Oh man,
the deck was broken. It was insane.
What a monster.
Yeah.
What a monster.
Sorry.
That's interesting. But it's a different reason for this time, right, Julian? Because it's not about the state of Legacy. What is it?
Maybe. Like, I don't feel like Painter had been in a good position lately, at least in the beginning of January, last time I played, which is also like why I stopped writing the primer that I started working on, because I felt like I wasn't really feeling it at that point, even though like we previously came out of Eternal Weekend, and the stats very clearly told the story that Painter was the best performing deck in all of the Eternal Weekends combined and everything. But quickly after, I felt like, dude, these like 4-color Beanstalk decks, especially the ones without red, for some reason, like they smashed us. And even when I was like, I went into a couple of challenges where I was like, okay, you know what? Let's just like over sideboard against them. Let's just be like, that's just something I do to clear my head, where I'm just like, I put in like 4 or 5 like super heavy dedicated sideboard cards against the decks I want to like crush. And I sit there, I'm like, okay, so what do I have? Magos of the Moon, Blood Moon.
So I actually have 2 boils in
and
my
it's just
sideboard
like
at the
didn't
moment.
work. Boil, see, that's the next step. Didn't somebody now, was it kinda? No, it was, somebody in our Discord chat brought up Boil. JB Stone.
Okay.
Anyway, yeah, I think he brought it up and he did some dirty things with it. Or maybe you did it first. I don't know, but I've seen.
I haven't actually played it yet. I sleeved it up for. We had our LLM 3 weeks ago now, and I sleeved it up like the beginning of January because I knew I was going to have time before. I ended up playing a different deck, which we'll get to. But I don't know. In theory, like it's going to take them by surprise. I don't know.
Destroy all
I mean,
islands.
if it ever resolves.
Well, it's an instant, and you can Pyroblast. Like.
Yeah, the thing about it though is it gets like Hydroblast. Like Hydroblast is so common. It's just so annoying.
I just think if it's not on their radar and being an instant,
That's true.
I think you'll get them.
That's true.
As soon as it's on people's radar, then it doesn't work anymore. So, yeah.
Damn.
We'll try. What's the card that makes all lands islands? Quicksilver Fountain. We can engineer that into play.
Yeah.
Dude, I remember, like, I can talk shit now because it's been a while, but I remember the episode of Leaving a Legacy, where I think somebody asked Cherry, like, what is the most likely Checkmouth, Urborg Tomb of Checkmouth thingy that they're gonna do for other lands? And ever since then, they did Yavimaya for forests, and I think his answer back then was like, oh yeah, that the safest thing they could do is for islands. Now, like, my head exploded in that moment. It's just like, you see carpet of flowers, choke, boil, you see everything. You're like, this is the least safe thing by the hugest of margins possible.
Oh god.
Oh yeah, the chokes and carpet. Yeah.
I mean, the options for swamps and for forests are kind of limited.
How
right?
good would
I mean, people play like stupid spreading algae and
Yeah.
what's the deck called? The Cure? No, the Cure was a different deck.
That's like Albert's like something sushi wetlands.
Sushi Loam or something?
Yeah,
I don't
something
remember.
like
Sushi low.
Sushi Loam is a legacy deck. I just don't remember what
I
it
kind of
does.
feel offended.
Especially if you translate
plays-
it.
Yeah, like you never loam sushi. Like, what the hell is wrong with you?
Dude.
Imagine a red Urborg and Stompy though. How good would that be?
Actually, it is Sushi Loam, by the way.
Yeah, I think so.
Destroy every land with Sushi Loam.
Yeah.
Yeah, spreading algae and Urborg.
There we go.
Did I mention that I have sushi for lunch a lot of times now? Now that I like work inside Munich and there's like so many sushi places all
You get to
around.
play Magic Online at lunch. It's pretty cool.
And I usually eat the rolls recommended by Kai, not the dirty inside out California rolls. I don't do those.
Yeah, because like it's damn, like why it just
Kai's completely
it just
losing it and
throws
loving
me
it.
off every single, like, why are people doing this? That's not authentic. That
Okay, here. Yeah, the thing is, like, the pure, like, tuna or salmon maki rolls, they're so boring. And if you go from there, like, the next step up is, like, proper good sushi nigiri. And those are, like, €5 a piece or something, and nobody can, like, afford that. So, you get the California rolls, and they're, like, good value for money. But, of course, it's not, like,
but that's
proper
like
sushi.
that's like going into, like, a really nice Italian place, and then, there's, like, the whole menu, and on the bottom, there's, like, this ugly, I don't know, 5 kilograms greasy Texas pizza on the same menu as everything else. Like,
And
why?
you're like, oh yeah, best value for money. Let's get that. I'll have 2. One for the road.
I still have to understand what's going on in those minds, but crime, big crime.
Yeah, big crime, big pay. Yeah. So yeah, I kind of. The weird part is I haven't really been missing it. I've been thinking a lot about, like, I guess that's part of my job, and I've do so many thoughts. Actually, I wanted to come into the episode and I wanted to, like, actually explain why we missed the last episode, and then I realized, hey, we don't even have to explain that, because this podcast started out as a bunch of people hanging out, just having a good time, and then eventually developed into like a bunch of people hating Brainstorm, and then new people came in and they started hating, like, one of them started hating Miracles, and the other ones are just like pretending they also do. And it's always been like that, right? And like, when we missed the last episode, I was like, in my head, oh dude, we really, like, we promised like 2 episodes a month, and we really gotta get one out. And I don't want to, like, draw, like, in German we say, I don't want to draw contents from my fingers, where I, like, try to create content for the sake of it, and like that very clearly, like, after like the first couple of minutes of thinking about that, I was like, dude, this is like not what the podcast is all about, right?
Yeah.
It's like we just come here, we hang out, we have a good time.
People can chill. They can listen to the last podcast twice.
You're the best, man.
Same thing.
You should be working for McKinsey or something. So yeah, this is just like I didn't really like. I just want this to still be like the random, chill, whatever hangout where we can talk about whatever we want. Because also, and that's something I only really very recently became aware of, which is like, actually, it's not even weird. There's like people creating content, and like not even the legacy space. I'm talking about a more general Magic thingy, and I got to know that there are actually some people out there who do this for a living, and they don't really enjoy it all that much, but or not that much anymore. And I'm definitely not going to name names, and also like you wouldn't know who it is because it's not somebody associated with me anyway. And they just like, they don't phone it in, but when you know that they do, all of a sudden you realize, oh, they're kind of phoning it in, and like, oh my god, this is like, especially since this is just like a hobby and not like what we do for a living, I definitely don't want to be that. And like all of that in my head, like last month was like, okay, this is not what Everyday China is all about, so let's just like skip this episode because we really don't have time, and just come back together here and criticize Kai's sushi.
Yeah,
just makes so much better.
I mean, PS, we have like 0 show notes for this episode.
Oh, we do have show notes. I just didn't share them.
Oh, we do have show. Are you kidding
Wait, no,
me?
Julian and me have them. Yeah, we're good. I'm reading them
I
right now.
have the most. Wait,
am I in the wrong chat?
What
Is this the wrong country?
Kai smells. Yeah, this is
yeah. Wait, we got the Kai approved ones. I think this one.
Like the Kai smells. Every show note starts with that sentence.
Can you see them? Can you see them over here? I just posted them.
Yeah.
In the cast thing. Okay, anonymous Kiwi is what it says in Google. That's
I'm
Kai.
Kiwi,
okay,
then.
and
Kiwi.
And and you're anonymous axolotl.
Cool.
Okay, everybody hands up in chat, but you don't have a chat, who knows what an axolotl is. Because my little niece, she went to, in Germany we have Carnival too. It's not as hot and sexy as like Brazilian Carnival, but you also have it. And my little niece, she dressed up as an axolotl.
So
she's like 5.
Both my hands are on the floor right now, so I have no idea.
Okay, well, it's you have to Google it to know it. And apparently in Germany you can actually buy axolotl costumes. And she went to a costume party dressed as an axolotl. And I'm so proud of her because like nobody at that age knows what an axolotl is, but it's her favorite animal.
I mean that means I'm at 10, right?
and she just like, she really wanted to go as an axolotl, and that's what she did.
That's cool. That looks like a real life anime character.
Oh yeah,
it's
thing, yeah.
Has
salamanders.
Yeah, dude, look at the eyes. It's just so cute.
It's basically like what frogs start out, but then they never evolve to be the full frog.
Nice.
Oh
kind of like thing. And yeah, she dressed as one of those, and that's why I know what an axolotl is.
Cool.
That's so specific. Oh man, I think like most girls want to dress up like as Sailor Moon or like any random Disney princess.
No.
Nope.
You know what my other niece dressed up as?
Yeah.
As a sloth.
Nice.
That's just like her favorite animal. And I love the German name of a sloth, by the way. In German, we literally call them lazy animal.
Yeah.
Love it.
Just like German animal names is a completely different topic, but yeah, Germany is so great. Like every animal is either like some kind of animal or a pig. Like we have so many variants of pigs that aren't even pigs, and yeah. Anyway, how did we end up here? Oh yeah, we have show notes. We have show notes, and one of our listener questions submitted this week is from Needen, who always submits some of the very best questions, and this one is coming to us in honor of Metasu, which sounds like the OnlyFans person, and Legends of Runeterra. What's your favorite Dead TCG? Well, I want to say Magic the Gathering. No. Whoa. Okay, Needen is saying mine is Android Netrunner, and at the time I didn't even know Android Netrunner was dead. It literally died the second time apparently by now. This is kind of cool, right? You got this TCG which has died a second time.
That's kind of cool.
That means it can't die, right?
Story behind it?
Is it actually dead?
You know the story behind?
No.
Yeah, okay, so Netrunner is the only other game designed by Richard Garfield in the beginning. There were two brothers, Magic and Netrunner. And while Magic went on to greatness, dude, I shouldn't be writing books.
Is this the Brothers War, like rewritten by Julian?
Oh yeah, one of them is Misha, one is Ursa. Yeah, here we go. No, Netrunner was the second game he designed at the time. And I think Wizards also produced it for a while, but of course, like was completely outshone by Magic, like not even comparable. But it existed, and then it went away. And then in 2012, Fantasy Flight Games came along, and they bought the license, but only a temporary license for it. And actually, that was the only other time that I quit Magic for basically also a couple of months to go really deep into Netrunner. And to this day, I guess I mentioned it before, I became like the Bavarian champion or something. I don't even know, the Southern German champion, whatever. And I went like almost all the way to the German championship, but right before the final tournament, I was like, okay, so there's this big Bazaar of Mox in Paris coming up, like 700 players, and there's the German Netrunner championship coming up, and I can really only prepare for one of them. Like I had really good chances for the German Netrunner championship. I think my lifetime win record in Netrunner, and I'm not even kidding, is I think over 95%. And I mean, that was in the very beginning because like so many people did not understand the strategy behind the game. And if I had won that, I would have gotten like a free flight to the US to play the American championships, which by the way were happening in like Wisconsin, Minnesota, I guess. Yeah, you take it. Shout out to all our Wisconsinian and Minnesotanian listeners out there. You rock. I've heard great things about your places. Like, they are so good. They even had the Netrunner. Anyway, so I didn't play in that one. Actually, I did play in that one with zero preparation. I got 5th. Top 4 would have gotten like a year-long supply of every new product, which would have been insane. But yeah, you take it. Or you don't in that case. And yeah, I do miss Netrunner because it went on for a couple more years. It was insanely successful, insanely popular, insanely successful. And then the license ran out and they couldn't agree on renewing it. And then it just went dormant again and it died, which is like so crazy to me. But that's the story of Netrunner, how it died twice and why it's such a legend of TCGs. And I want to say the asymmetrical gameplay is one of the coolest, best executed things I've ever seen in TCGs, because the flavor behind it is one person is the corporation and the other one is the hacker, the Netrunner. Netrunner. And you try to break into their servers and steal their agendas. That's something that's worth points. And they try to defend and accomplish or score their agendas. And it's like, one person is attacking, the other one is defending. And then after that has happened, you switch around and you play it from the other side. And like you also have your individual decks, and there's like 4 different corporations. And back when I played, there were like 3 different types of Netrunners, and they were like all very flavorful and distinctive, and some cards were insanely stupidly overpowered, like Hello Account Siphon. Like, holy fuck, man. That card was like busted beyond compare. And yeah, so I want to say Netrunner is on par quality-wise with Magic, and that's really the only other game with that level of complexity that comes close. Like, once you decrease complexity, I think you can make a case for Lorcana, because I think Lorcana is really good. It's the best game ever since I played Magic and Netrunner, but that's on a like much lower complexity level. But yeah, my favorite that died twice TCG is Android Netrunner as well. Now you guys go.
Oh, dear.
Have you ever played any other games? Like I don't know.
I haven't. Mine's quick and easy. Like, I'm not really a game person. Like, I just get hopelessly addicted to a few games like Magic and now Warhammer and stuff. But otherwise, I played one game of Netrunner years and years and years and years ago, so I don't remember it. I don't really think I've played much else. So no, I don't have a good answer, I'm afraid.
That's interesting.
And this is where Kai comes in, like, oh my god, Uno, Proto Uno. Draw 2, draw 4, draw 6.
I played a couple of TCGs before even touching Magic on Magic the Gathering. I think I played a little bit of Yu-Gi-Oh. I definitely played some Pokemon, like when it came out, like 1997, I think, around. Yeah, like I must have been like 5 or 6 years old, I think, at this point. I also,
what's your starter Pokemon?
The card game, like, you don't even have a start. No, do you? Oh man, I don't even remember.
No, we know why it died. Actually, it didn't die. No, but if you had to pick one, which one would it be?
Oh, like the thing that evolves to Charizard.
Dude, you're such a fraud. You don't even know what they're called.
No, not in English.
You know the charm name?
I do, yeah. It's
Glumanda.
Glumanda. I don't.
Oh, what's the card in English?
It's like a lizard, like the red lizard thingy.
Yeah, lizard.
It's probably called just like a random lizard.
Isn't it Charmander or something? Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's Charmander. Yeah.
Okay, close. I would have picked Pikachu, obviously, but
oh, you could only do that like in the gold or yellow or something edition.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm totally Squirtle. Like I imported a fucking oversized Squirtle from Los Angeles during COVID to Germany, which took like 2 months or something. And I paid like $70 for it, but I really wanted it. It was a weird time.
Sick.
Yeah, humble brag. Imagine like you have to go to customs to pick it up. They're like, what is it? It's like, it's an oversized Pokemon. It says you paid $70 for this, sir. Yes. Can I go now? Yes, nerd.
But I think like the late 90s is when a lot of TCGs popped out like out of nowhere. And like I was definitely there with the first edition of Pokemon. Like obviously the cards are much more expensive these days, but like with the initial set, I also played One Piece as a card game, and I definitely enjoyed that one the most. I think among like Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, and One Piece at least. I didn't know about anything about Magic. That came like 2 or 3 years later.
Did you play like Star Wars?
No, I was like I watched the Star Wars movies literally like a half a year ago for the first time. So
okay.
No.
Okay. You never saw someone Darth Vader flying the X-Wing or something?
That'd be kind of cool.
He flies a TIE fighter, dude. You haven't watched the movies, have you? Okay, here we go.
But yeah, I don't know. I think so I haven't really been up to date on those TCGs recently, because I try to focus on one thing, and for me it's been like Magic, like nonstop. Except that one little break for like 3 years when I was like a middle school student. I paused Magic for a little bit to focus on Warhammer Fantasy and Warhammer 40k. I played that for like a couple of years, and then I switched back to Magic. But from a child's perspective, One Piece was really appealing because it's like a 1-versus-1 fight. Like you pick your character, and there's like a lot of. It's almost like playing like a Voltron deck against another Voltron deck in Magic. You know,
is it like what's this card game that people also play that's like super? Oh my god, it's a super popular card game. Not only with like competitive gamers, but oh my god, what is it called?
Poker.
The game that's not. Oh my god, how Munchkin.
Oh, Munchkin. Yeah.
Yeah, Munchkin is basically like a Voltron thingy, right?
Yeah, somewhat similar. But it's not a multiplayer game, right? Munchkin is I think it's a multiplayer game, but One Piece you play like 1-versus-1. But you basically pick your character, and there's like a lot of attributes you can you can apply to your character, I think, and shit like that. You know, it's also kind of like, now that you mention it, like it's kind of similar to Pokemon 2, I think. But
yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
Is Pokemon a Voltron game? Can you actually like equip your Pokemon with stuff? Like, I don't know, my Pikachu gets into a tank and shoots thunderbolts.
Yeah, there are items. Yeah, there are items like
chainsaws and stuff.
Like, I don't even know, dude. Maybe they have chainsaws. All I know is that people are getting a little pissed about the new designs of the Pokemon these days, because they tend to look like machines more than animals.
Isn't it Digimon or something? Digimon or whatever.
It's getting really close, dude. Like you gotta check those new Pokemons out. They like, some of them look kind of from outer space.
Like in my head, there's only like 150 Pokemon, and that's it.
I mean, that's how a boomer thinks. Yeah.
No, but seriously, like I've never been into Pokemon. Like, I've never been a Pokemon person, but I've always like appreciated it for like the flavor and everything. But I never really got that whole like more than 150 Pokemon. I think there's Mew and Mewtwo, and then there's like the 3 legendary ones. Yep. Like one of them is like a flying thingy, and then 2 more. And I think that makes it like 154 or something, or 55.
It's a bit similar to me. Like, I don't believe in anything after Alpha in Magic.
yeah, you know, Callum just like...
go back to your old school table.
No. Callum plays like Alpha 40.
Volcanic Island doesn't exist.
Yeah.
It's like it's a balanced choice, right?
Sorry, it's just a personal belief, you know.
I mean, but there's probably like a game group like this, right? Like where they only believe in like 93 only.
Probably. Definitely.
Yeah. But shortly about Pokemon, like, I had to take a couple of, like, when I lived in Japan, in Tokyo, I had to take a couple of my foreign friends who came visit Japan. I had to take them to the Pokemon Center. So I've been to the Pokemon Center actually quite a few times, but I don't know shit about the new Pokemon. So I couldn't, they kept asking me questions about those Pokemon. I was like, dude, I don't even, I don't know.
The people at the Pokemon Center, like, do I look like a nerd?
Yeah, do I? Oh gosh. gosh.
Like you guys have Pokemon centers. Is that like where these like hot girls hang out and they treat your Pokemon? Oh god, that sounds so sexual. Let me treat your Pokemon.
No,
but what is a Pokemon center?
No, these are like, I think in the game, Pokemon centers was the place where you could I think heal your Pokemon if they have like wounds and things. In Japan, the Pokemon center is basically a big store, right? Where we can just get a bunch of plushies and figures and
it's
all
like
sorts
Nintendo
of stuff.
World.
Yeah, but that place exploded when Pokemon Go was a thing, because apparently I think if it was your on your birthday you got like a special Pokemon on your app that you can only get if you go into physically go into that Pokemon center and stuff like that, right? Like they made it a big thing, and Pokemon Go was so successful in Japan. I think maybe like in most countries that it was quite the thing, really.
I mean, the Pokemon Go is how a lot of people got into like GPS spoofing or whatever they call that, like where you basically manipulate your GPS data, like you kind of like hack the input from the satellite into your phone.
Yeah. And
you make it so that you can be anywhere in the world, so you can like collect rare Pokemon from places you would otherwise need to fly to, which is like, I find it kind of cool. Like, I don't know how big of a thing it still is, but the whole idea of like augmented reality to catch Pokemon, I think it's the coolest thing they could have ever done.
Like, what if you do this for Magic? Like, you have to build build a new deck, but you have to go to this like random park in somewhere in Scotland.
Yo, I just got this wood elemental. I'm so excited.
You should be selling T-shirts. I flew to Antarctica and all I got was the stupid wood elemental.
I would wear a variant of that, actually.
I would wear it proudly.
Yeah.
No, the
Maybe
thing
that
is,
should be
like,
our next
Magic...
merch. Right?
What?
It should be our next merch for Everyday Eternal.
EE.
Yeah,
okay. Yeah. Maybe we should do that. The thing, though, is about Magic, I don't think Magic is very cool. And I mean, not in the sense of, only nerds play Magic. I just feel like everything you could, like, turn into flavor, Wizards especially is not very good at creating cool things with regards to Magic.
On that note, I was in a bar cubing yesterday with friends, and one of the waiters, like, we go into this nice place often. She says, "Oh, what are you doing? Like, what's this game?" We said it's called Magic the Gathering. She's like, It's like Dungeons and Dragons. Don't know. It's like goblins and wizards. She's like, okay, cool, and walks off quickly. Not very cool.
you explain it wrong. Like, we usually say it's like chess with. Actually, we don't know. Where do we go from there?
It's like chess and poker is what I hear a lot.
Yeah, exactly. Chess and poker. That's basically a comparison. I try to throw in Street Fighter, but I mean, it's.
I would have no idea what you mean by that.
Yeah. See, that gets you intrigued.
Like,
if you tell me this is just, I don't know, maybe it would certainly get me intrigued. No, the thing is, like, I don't know, like, what makes other franchises cool? At least ones that you find cool, whereas Magic is not cool. And I think the biggest thing, because I've been thinking about this a lot over the years. The biggest thing to me, at least Magic in the last 10 years, has not been very good at not taking itself too seriously, like at being able to laugh about itself. I think it was more of a thing for the game to not take itself too seriously. Like, when you look back at like sets like Onslaught and stuff, I think there were, I don't know.
I guess they're missing well, the thing, there's been some really good flavor text recently.
Okay.
I can't remember the examples off the top of my head, but they were pointing out in one of our London friends chats. There was some, like, just plays on words and stuff. I think they're actually, the card designs and flavor texts and names of stuff are quite clever. I'm trying to remember it. But I see what you mean. For my thing, like, so it's no secret, if you listen to this show quite a lot, I've been getting into Warhammer a lot the last year or so. And I find Warhammer, like, crazily cool because it's got this very grim, dark thing, and there's such a deep, rich lore and history that, like, everyone finds their little niche that they kind of relate to, and they get really, really involved in that and love it, and then they kind of, like, almost make it a little part of their identity. With in Magic, you have, a deck specialist or something, or you just play control, you do that. But after an amount of time, I think a lot of people kind of grow weary of that. And I found in Magic, you can't really become. It doesn't, like, do the same thing for me as Warhammer has, where, like, you become this person that likes this army or this playstyle and stuff. It's a bit different. But I think it might be because it doesn't have this deep story and lore. Like, obviously, they wrote books and stuff, but it never took hold, and that's part of it, I think.
Do you think, like, would it change if, let's say, everyone played a tribal deck? like if let's say like control players, like because control players pick the cards that are the best for control decks, right? But they're not really flavorful because like what's an up the beanstalk, like that card and the flavor of a up the beanstalk doing in a control deck, for example, it's not really control-ish, flavor-wise.
Yeah, it's true.
It's more like it's more like if we gotta cast a bunch of beasts and gigantic dinosaurs and take advantage of that, but control decks don't do that, right?
Yeah.
And whereas like I think for example like a goblins deck is super flavorful, but that's because there are only goblins in it and the mountains and like it kind of plays well together.
Yeah, you're totally right.
Like right, like maybe it's so hard, right? Because I think in Warhammer you can't switch army, or like you can't merge two armies, or maybe you can. I don't know.
A little bit, but not really, not a huge crossover. But
like you can't have like a couple Tyranids here, and then a couple Space Marines, and then a bunch of Necrons, and they're sitting on the same table. It's kind of bad, right?
Yeah.
Like it doesn't look good, and it's like what the hell's going on here, right? And the same thing happens in Magic. But maybe it also makes Magic like a more flexible game. I think the game aspect is fantastic in Magic, but given that you have so many options, you can like mix around so many things at the same time. Yeah, it just makes.
I guess that was the initial draw towards Commander or EDH, because people were like very much building what we just talked about, right? Like flavorful, cool decks. Like you have your Commander, and then that person or whatever you pick is literally considered the literal commander of whatever you bring, like the other 99 cards. And that's kind of cool and flavorful. But then over the years, like when it came to like, there's like dedicated websites and you put in your deck list and they tell you how to optimize the thing, then all of a sudden it's like less of a personal expression or flavor. And I mean, that's the whole thing about Commander, where it exists in this weird matrix of, hey, I want to have a cool deck, but I also want to win sometimes at least. And then you get into these discussions about power levels, and I think this is where Commander is forever stuck now.
To prove your point completely, I ordered some cards for a Commander deck today just to play against Kai in a couple of weeks because I'm going to see him. And I'm building a deck around a Warhammer card because it's a card that I play in Warhammer, and that's my favorite army and my favorite character in the game. So I've been completely uninterested in Commander until I was like, I can build one that's very personal that I enjoy from something else. So it makes sense. Yeah,
it's the same for me. Like I want to say like 99% of Commander games I've ever played were with the Warhammer 40k decks. Like I previously had like mono green Commanders, but those were like French dual Commanders, which is like completely against the flavor of like original Commander. Like that was basically CEDH like 7 years ago or something before it became a thing. And yeah, by the way, you guys, is that like, can we talk about that, or is that like a secret? You guys are gonna hang out and you didn't even tell me. Like I booked, like I'm going to the biggest trade fair in Berlin. Like I almost go there every year, and I was like, hey, cool, this time, you know what, let's hang out with Kai, let's go for drinks or something. And I plan everything around that. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna stay here for a night, and I'm gonna like make my meetings accordingly. And then Kai's like, oh wait, I'm actually going to see Callum, I'm not even gonna be here. Like, what? That's like
we're going holiday.
Yeah.
We got invited by some Italians from like the Italian legacy players
from Italy,
from the legacy scene, and they were like, "Hey, we've got a house in the mountains. Do you want to go skiing?" It's like, "Fuck yes."
Yeah.
So it's going pretty sick. Yep. And so I'm building a Commander deck.
But obviously the twist is that it's not only skiing; it's like skiing and Magic, and food. And drinks
at the same time.
Oh my god, that's crazy.
I'm gonna take a couple of decks with me. Yeah,
yeah.
But you should play some matches like on the track. I guess you
do it and put on Twitter, Instagram. Like people freak out.
Dude, if you could do that, it would be insane. Just get some stupid pre-constructed decks, lose all the cards.
Yeah, it's like some random tigers here and there.
I can do it well.
So they kind of fit the theme, you know.
Which one of you is the better skier?
Me,
like,
easily.
Who's the Goblin Ski Patrol and who's like Goblin Snowman?
I mean, this has been like the biggest shit show in this WhatsApp group, because like we don't know, but I have a really positive gut feeling. That's all I can say for now.
But the thing is, like, Kai grew up like near the Alps, right? And Callum grew up in like
I've been
Great
skiing.
Britain.
Thanks.
In the British Highlands.
I've been skiing 4 or 5 times.
In your entire life? Okay.
Then I beat you, I guess.
Sorry, I have a very competitive sister, so we had to get good to beat each other very fast.
Yeah, but it's I'm I'm racing you and not your sister. That's the thing. Like, I'm also playing Magic against you and not your sister.
What I mean is, even our first time, we were racing each other, so we both pushed each other ourselves to like get better fast.
It's just like you're like, oh, you never told me how to break.
Well, that's a funny story because
I mean,
we had
lose.
we had to
if you
teach
start to break,
ourselves.
then you lose.
Yeah. We on the first day we were meant to have lessons, and we got up there like 20 minutes late, and the ski instructor got super pissy and shit. So we were like, you know what, whatever, we'll just do it ourselves and watch you. So for the first half an hour, we watched them to do a snowplow. So we taught ourselves, and then we just taught ourselves how to do it. And then that evening there was strong winds, so we couldn't get the gondola down, but we hadn't really nailed how to stop. So I would just, we had to ski down the mountain then. So I would go really fast, throw myself into a bush, crash, get up, put my skis back on, and then go down, go really fast, throw myself into a bush,
What do you mean that's not how it's supposed to work?
Yeah, like how many bushes did it take you?
Like 20.
Have you ever watched like a
probably.
professional skiing race? They have like tons of bushes in the end.
Yeah, exactly.
You pick your favorite one.
But I'm gonna crush Kai, easy.
But you know, I'm gonna say it like here, like I feel pretty confident. But the thing is, like the last time, like Callum and I had an argument about this, and this was about Legacy Painter versus Doomsday. I felt super confident too, and I got slapped. So so I don't know.
What kind of level runs do you do? Like
I'll keep
what
that
color?
a secret for now.
Okay.
I can't tell all my secrets, you know,
Okay,
because otherwise,
okay.
we shall see. We shall see. There's gonna be some footage later.
Fine. I've even got my own ski boots now. I'm
ready. wait.
Yeah,
so pro.
we're ready. But
Awesome. Yeah, I want to see.
on
some
Twitter, you're going to
content.
see like Callum and Kai both break their legs. Like,
Yeah.
As long as you can still keep talking about it, like on the next episode, we're all free.
Yeah, we're gonna mostly stay in the area with the bushes, you know.
maybe we could do like a silly live stream recording in the place afterwards, really drunk.
Oh my god, you should. You totally should.
Yeah.
Which time? Oh no, it's when I'm gonna be in Berlin. I was gonna say I'm gonna come. Like I used to ski so much, but I haven't skied ever since I tore my ACL because it's literally the worst for your ACL. But I was gonna say I'm gonna come. I'm not gonna record you guys, but no, I have to go to the trade fair that I committed because I thought I was gonna see Kai.
Hi.
No, honestly, I really want to go there. I'm gonna hang out with some people from Uganda because we want to start offering Uganda tours, and that's even way more expensive than Kenya. And yeah, we will see. It's gonna be amazing. Nice. I'm gonna try myself. No, it's on. Like I love going to RGB. Oh, guys, it's been an hour already. Nice. Are you? Callum, you mentioned you haven't played a lot of Legacy lately, right?
Yeah, but not just because I played LLM. So about 3 weeks ago, we had London Legacy Monthly.
Oh yeah, you want to talk about that?
I had a great time going 1-4, which I think is the worst thing I've ever done at one of these things. But I was playing a deck which absolutely does not deserve that record. I'm sure I played it wrong.
That name.
I played Tony Scapone's like coveted duel with 4 transmute artifact, 4 copy artifact, and the deck is so fucking sick. I am completely in love. I know I can never play it in real life because I'm not going to buy 4 transmute artifact and I don't have Grim Monoliths and stuff.
Wait, are they more than €20
They're
now?
like 300. Yeah.
Keep going.
Yeah. But God, the deck is so fun when it goes off. You just do all the things. And I had such a nice round 1. Shout out to Kieran, who was playing. He's like a lands or sometimes cloud post, but almost always plays lands. And it's just like a horrible matchup for him because you have forces and bounce spells to counter spheres. And I think I killed him turn 2 or 3 through spheres and stuff. Both games, I was like, oh my God, this deck is busted. And then I just lost everything. But it's so fun. It was like the version with show and tell, so you like show and tell in the things and the coveted jewels, and you just go off like crazy and you do some crazy things. I want to play it more. I played it online and I went 4-1 in both leagues afterwards, so I was like, the deck felt way more powerful than like going 1-4 at the event. So, and Tony keeps streaming it and going 5-0s here and there and stuff, so it's pretty good, pretty cool. So I was into that. Otherwise, I've just been busy with other things. My band recorded a new split at the beginning of January, so we've been like doing the mixing and mastering for that. And I've been playing lots of Warhammer, I'm afraid. So that, but
are you guys gonna go on tour with like Taylor Swift?
Maybe not Taylor
Anytime
Swift.
soon?
She asked, but we turned it down actually.
Oh yeah, I guess.
But
you were too busy.
Yeah, I was too busy playing Coveted Jewel. Sorry.
Oh, she can probably understand, right? She's dating. No, wait, she's not dating Post Malone. She's dating that Kelsey football, American football player.
That's all I know.
Yeah. He looks like kind of like Post Malone, right?
Don't know.
I'm pretty sure he does. Like the first time I saw him, I was like, "Whoa, she's like into the Magic guy, like the creator of Magic." No, almost close enough.
I don't follow popular culture at all, and I don't listen to Taylor Swift at all. So it's an easy no, basically.
But I know that Shaking song. I love that Shaking song. It's actually that Shaking song is part of my post trade fair playlist. Like I literally have 3 songs that I listen to once I get out of the trade fair, like on my headphones at full volume, just so to come a little bit down. Because like for 10 hours you're insanely energized during the trade fair because you have to like be super hype about Kenya all the time, which I guess it's pretty easy for me. But you know, so what are the 3 songs I listen to?
See, I couldn't name it.
High Hopes.
I couldn't name a Taylor Swift
High Hopes
song.
from Panic at the Disco. Then Sweet But Psycho by Ava Max and Shake It Off by Taylor Swift. And I listen to those 3 on repeat after every trade fair day before on the way back to the hotel.
It'd be kind of cool to do like a not a metagame breakdown, but like a music breakdown of like, you know, like what do people listen to? Because I don't know. I really don't know.
It's the thing, like those 3 songs, those have been basically my post trade fair thingy for, I want to say like 5 years, kind of. And it's almost like a ritual. Like I don't really have like what people call rituals, but that one, yeah, very much so. And that's I almost look forward to it. Like when you're finally done, you get out of the trade fair, you walk home, you're like, dude, I did so great today, and then you energize yourself up, even though it's post. Anyway, this is leading nowhere.
It's funny though. I think a lot of it's interesting. A lot of people do have rituals of what music they listen to. So I just get obsessed with artists for weeks at a time, and I don't really have any song that I listen to after or before something.
You know, I during my super competitive times from basically 2013 to 2018, where basically my entire life was dedicated to doing well in legacy tournaments, which is also by far my most successful time. I always hype myself up with this playlist, and it is somewhere over here, and I'm gonna read it out to you because it's actually, the pregame, there it is. It's called the pregame on my Spotify, and I'm literally just gonna read out the songs. Okay, first one is Lose Yourself by Eminem, then By the Way, Red Hot Chili Peppers, Seven Nation Army by White Stripes, Tap Thinking by Chumbawamba, Pretty Fly by The Offspring, Wannabe by the Spice Girls, Last Friday Night by Katy Perry, Teenage Dream by Katy Perry, Remember the Name by Fort Minor, and Roar by Treat. And this is what I used to listen to focus before big legacy tournaments, and it served me very well. It's a bit all over the place, I know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Here we go. Guys, anything else you want to add, or do we just like meet here again in something like 2 weeks to discuss how, I don't know, something like, I see mono black mid-range is by far the most successful deck. That's, by the way, thank you, Ally on MTGO. You played Magic, so I didn't have to. And yeah, he figured out that it had a 61% win rate, which is kind of funny, right? For years we used to say like black isn't really a color in Magic anymore,
crazy,
like in Legacy.
Yeah,
black is now. So is it? Do you think it's second best after blue? Red is pretty good.
Think so.
Red is super good as well, right? But I think black is actually second best by now. Yeah.
Oh, I would definitely rank black higher than red, I think.
Yeah.
Like white is probably on the very bottom, I think. White or green.
Yeah, white or green. Yeah, which is crazy because
probably white. Like there's like
white is except
removal.
Fourth, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just like white is removal, and that's it. Like white doesn't have any.
What do you?
I'm sorry to all the Death Texas players. Hey.
Okay, we will see what it's going to be like in 2 weeks. Until then, if you want to support the running of the show directly, you can support us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you leave reviews, or support us on patreon.com/everydayeternal. You can also follow us on @EternalMTG on Instagram and Twitter. And with that, I want to thank you, everybody who's tuned in, who's supporting our lavish hobby of talking about Taylor Swift and everything else, especially our Eternal Witness tier supporters, Colin Garassi, Alex Crow, Tim Everett, Testacula, Sebastian Holager, Guillaume, Sean Dewey, Francis Cowper, Cassandra Davis, Dylan Shoemaker, Retro Shara, Tom Tischka, Benedict Gruber, and Severin Schwarzhuber, and our Grizzlebrand tier, newly joined by Evan Lesser from Berlin, right? Oh my god, are we doxing him? No, he could also be from San Francisco or Kinshasa or anywhere. Scott Monroe, Tom Hepp, Kane, Ian Seefeld, and Colin Oscopy. Thank you so much for keeping the lights on, everybody. See you next time, and you guys enjoy your skiing holiday. Actually, that one's gonna be like a month from now, so we're gonna meet before, I guess.
See ya.
See ya. Bye-bye.
See you, everyone.